Welcome to Bars and Bells. My name's Lauren.
And I am Ian.
And this is our handstand class.
Excellent. Handstands and crawls, ready for it. How are you today?
Great.
What's up?
So we always prepare to do handstands by doing our prep work. Our wrists, our ankles, our core, fire everything up before we even go upside down. Let's start there.
Awesome.
Sounds like a great place. You go ahead, Ian.
Okay. Let's get those hands up. I'm going to get nice and low. Stay standing. Come low. Do what you wish. Hi. Yep. So with those hands like this, good morning, wave, hello. With the hands here, can we take the thumbs and try to just bring the thumb joint across the hand. Hands like this is appropriate too. Check it out. So with those thumbs, open up. Then at the fingers, then if we go into the index finger, flexing index finger, extension. Ring finger, trying to keep the other finger straight, extension, ring finger, other finger straight, extension. That's a tough knuckle for me. Up, and then do the pinky again, and then do the ring, and talk to things big and small as we work on our handstand, and flex, and then thumb cross. Wiggle that out. Very quick, do the same thing at the toes. At your feet, could you lift your big toe, keeping your other toes heavy? Press it down.
Are you
Lift those 1 feet, then lift the other 4 toes. It just got dark in here, Lauren. So lift those other 4 toes, and then down. And repeat one more time, like lifting up. That's better. That's better. So lifting up that big toe, pressing down, and then final time on the other side, lifting up the other 4 toes, and then down. So we don't spend too much time there, but we spend time with the hands, make same connections with our feet. So same thing on our other foot now. So lifting up the big toe, fighting for center, crushing it down, lifting up the other 4 toes, heavy on the heel of the hand, the pinky side, and the big toe mound, and down. And last one, lift up the big toe, place it down, and then the other 4 toes, and place down. Talk to small muscles, follow along as we go through. Wrists and extensions. Now I'll get back to the floor here. With our wrists in extension, push-ups position, yoga's position, screw them in. The blood donation's face forward, and the shoulders are pulled down. The first knuckle push-up is my favorite first movement from here. And we press up onto the knuckles, and then return to the floor. Press up onto knuckles, and return to the floor. And sometimes when you get upside down, your nose might start to drip. So that's where Lauren's gone. So I have a box of Kleenex handy.
Allergy season.
Check it out. So that's our first knuckle push-up. We could do that as an entire practice itself. Build that endurance through the wrists and arms. So then we'll just do the quarter turn. And here, just look at the head and neck first. So I'm going to do a rotation to look at Lauren. And then a rotation to center. And then a rotation to look the other way. And then just a couple of those. So don't forget to warm up that head and neck, inclusive. Last one each. Rotation. That feels good. Now, shift to the side by pressing heavily one direction. Now I'm going to press heavy on my left as I transition my weight back to my right. And I'm going to start to press through the floor on my right side. This is a super valuable skill again, to learn how to correct or find center when you're upside down, of using the fingertips to distribute your load. Last one each here. And then return to center. And in center, just do a gentle yes-no action here. So if you go yes, we're going to do yes 1 or 2 more times. Keeping the armpits down and the shoulders low. We'll do that one more time. Yes, forward to flex. Find neutral, and gently do a side bend. I said a no action, but maybe I mean I don't know action.
Ear to shoulder.
Ear to shoulder. Create nice tension on that.
I like that one. Feels good.
Last one here.
Now pull my other shoulder down as I do that.
And then relax through those hands. So that was a little work on my forearms. I feel that here. So you're going to let the blood shake out a little bit.
Hopefully not.
And
your body.
Kind of skipping some splits. We'll get to our splits a little bit later in today's practice and get right into our core holds here. So if Lauren gets on her back first, we'll do our modified versions of our core holds first and finish with our most challenging versions. Get the stretch, get those conditions right. So Lauren will be in the tabletops position, not quite the beginner, but a nice place to start for sure. And then from here, it's that ribcage connection, pushing the sternum towards the ceiling and breathing, and breathing and breathing. And that's been 10 seconds and she's feeling calm and confident. Lauren might tap a floor with at the heel, and then up, and repeat on the other side. And for 5 more seconds here, 3, 2, and then relax. And rest. Did you follow along with Lauren, or were you waiting for me to do it? Often in practice today, Lauren will do something, I'll do something after. I encourage you to pick one of us, and it can switch between drills. Pick one of us and rest with us as well.
2 more.
So now it's my turn to do that same hollow hold, same progressions. Don't necessarily do it again, but maybe just follow along and learn a cue for next time.
So lying on your back, maybe knees come up to that tabletop, head, chest lifts because ab core engages, arms are off the floor. Good, we're holding. Maybe we're tapping, maybe we're just holding. Good, oh, Ian's going for the double tap apparently. For up to another 10 seconds or so, if we want to get more in that hollow or banana-like position, both legs can start to extend for 3, 2, and then control that down. Good, and rest. Great. Flip it over.
Great. We'll get into our ankle squat series here. We will start to explore some of our squats. First, your hands on your bum cheeks. Squeeze your left bum cheek, squeeze your right bum cheek. Do they work? Do they work? Do they work?
I still feel my lunges from Thursday.
Yes. And I'm not squeezing with my hands. I'll save that for later. I'm squeezing with my bum and feeling with my hands. Squeeze with your bum and feel with the hand to Lauren's hip extension position. From here, we'll tuck the toes underneath, sit back with hands or no hands to our little sissy squats position. From here, let's place those heels heavy. Let's touch our toes, lifting our bum, hang out for a second or two, and then bending the knees. We'll come back down low with assistance on the floor or without, knees to the floor, extensions of the hips, and back. Repeat 2 more. Crank your glutes, extending the hips, tucking the toes, assisting yourself to your squat. Hands stay low, bum goes high. Gently flex the upper body and feel a stretch. Down, lift your heart up, extending those hips to tall, to flat, and down. And repeat 1 more time. Crank up, tuck toes, assist, no assist, to center, hands low, feet towards flat, straightening knees, down. Now from here, again, same thing. Hip extension, soft landing as we can. Extend through, flatten. Core holds. You first this time again. So again, we'll do this twice. Either listen along first or perform with Lauren and listen for refining tips with me after. You're kicking me out of the frame. I'll go over here. So from here, there we go. Lauren will have her hands overhead. Maybe that overhead goes to truly overhead. At the same time, we'll connect that ribcage to hips. For fairness, I should look at the clock. Again, we aim for 30 seconds as our
What am I doing with my
basic
lower body?
standard. What do you feel like with your lower body? Challenge appropriately. I'm gonna try to pull her legs apart here. She's so strong, not gonna let me. That includes this up-down scissor. That's a tough direction. Extending and flexing one hip into tandem, good. And then if you look at the clock, Lauren, once it hits the 11 there, that's 30 seconds for you. So 3 more seconds. Calm to relax. My turn.
Arms up, legs up. Slowly extend away from center, hold. 30 seconds. Remember to breathe through this. Keep everything tight. This is your handstand position. Tight to the floor. Legs, arms are straight. Elbows are straight. Push away from you. Push long out your toes too. For another 7 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Soft landing. Great. From there,
ankle squats, one more time. From this kneeling position again, we'll extend those hips, cramp up, tuck toes, balance and assist. This time, let's stand up on our tippy toes there, Lauren, sorry. So stand up on those tippy toes. Think of your balance. Apply balance in other things, not just your handstands. Here we go. Now, this is our toe squat. Nice and slow, low. Extend those hips. Extend the hips all the way through. Flatten. Sit. Repeat one more, and we'll just stay standing up. Extend. Tuck. Transition with assist or not.
stay on toes.
Stay toes. To tall, to tall, to tall. Balance, balance, balance. And then slowly return feet to the ground. We'll set up our peaks and valleys here. So if Lauren hinged on the hips here, pressed her bum back.
Oops, did your pants up?
Did the pants up, make those wardrobe adjustments, and walked out. And then just for centering the video, Lauren, could you take a couple steps forward? Yep, that's gonna be our peak, down dog or our peak. So follow along with Lauren in her peak. Transition into a plank. Hold a beautiful plank as Lauren's hips are showing. Cramp up your glutes, and then get in that up dog or our valley. Take a breath, screw in arms. Lauren's elbows look great here. From here, we'll recruit under the abs and pull the bum back up to our peak. And I'm gonna join in because that looks like fun, and repeat that for about 3 or 4 more. So as we see here, Lauren, I'm gonna catch up here.
Squeezing glutes here, not just extending that low back. Lift yourself back up to that down dog. Bend one knee, extend the other if you need a little extra attention. Breathe one more time. Keep glutes squeezed, keep abs braced. Sometimes I like to untuck my toes just to see what it's like. And then, are we standing up from here?
Yep.
Tuck your toes, push back up, walk your hands to your feet or your feet to your hands, trying to keep those knees straight as long as you can. Look at how you need a pedicure, and then stand up.
Excellent.
Whew.
Peaks and valleys, down dogs, up dogs. Again, kind of an old school move that we're really liking incorporating back into our practice. Before we get into one of those handstands, we do like playing with our crawls. We're going to do 3 or so crawls here. And then in between our sets of crawls, we'll work on that squat. Carrying over from last week, it was that sissy squat. Don't do this yet, but follow in a second. Lauren, let's do it. Do one sissy squat. What's a sissy squat? One sissy squat.
Elephant curl.
So just watch our sissy, just watch this. This is what we're building towards. Today, that's as low as I'm gonna get. That look great, Lauren. And then down. So making improvements on those skills like our handstands.
I was trying not to have hair like Ian, but I gotta go get a hair elastic.
You gotta put that hair up. So we're gonna start our first crawl here without Lauren. And that will be our elephant, very similar to the peak. Set up your elephant crawl, and our tailbone in extension. So we're shining the butt up to the ceiling. We'll take those alternating gait patterns here. Right arms and left legs, left arms and right legs here. And be creative. I've actually never done that. But I have gone front and backward and sideways. And lift and land together. Lift and land as much as you can together.
I found a good hair elastic.
Muscle or two. And then we'll stack up. Progressions for that sissy squat include the foot ankle squat we did on the floor, that toe squat transition to get back up. We'll pick up again with that toe squat, 3 repetitions, very low volume, have some fun, use an outrigger if you need. So our feet are in parallel, the knees are straight and we're up on the toes, pulling together as if we're in a straw. Press the heavy toes down to go down with this tension and control, and then straight back up. Thinking again with that rib to hip core balance, and we'd like to repeat for 2 more. Press into the floor to go down, and then squeeze your bum, balance a little bit, and repeat one more time as maximum here. Heavy through the toes, keeping those knees together, and standing straight back up. And control now. And the light wiggle in between. Alternating between our animal crawls and our squats. Check mark that elephant. The inchworm was a new one we introduced from last week. You ready, Laura?
Yeah.
Hinging, folding, getting to the floor. Walking out to your full plank. And challenging yourself in this prone position overhead. Again, gorgeous strength coming in right through here. Feet to hands, hands to feet, make that up. Make that up for you. I recommend low volume here. Don't do too many at once. We're aiming for quality over our quantity. And I'll do about 2 or 3 here, depending.
And in this extended plank position, this is what your handstand shoulders are like. So in that most outer position, I'm pushing the floor away, so my blades are up in my ears. I'm actually not set down. It's not neither are wrong or right, they're both right. But for us, because we're doing that handstand, push the floor away, keep those shoulders up in your ears for today.
Yep, that's sharky, great.
And then I'm back up.
And I'll finish one more.
How's my hair look? Give it a like if you like it. I know this is about handstands, but you know.
Support any way we can get it.
You gotta have the do.
And Lauren wears her little fountain there, so we don't look
I'm trying to
exactly
be
the same.
distinct.
I have a little bun, but handstands make the bun come undone.
Do a bit of a mullet now.
Sissy squat version number 2. For this one, I'm gonna get a little bit of a wood stick, and I wish it was a little more obvious. And Lauren will get into the toe squat. Very slow to get into a toe squat. And then we're going to put this imaginary laser beam over top of her head. And from here, we're looking for a hip extension without getting taller and back to the toe squat. So without hitting your head on the laser beam with this club, we're looking to extend the hips. She might try that one more time based on how it's feeling. With the tension and control, hip extension, and then up in the toe squat, own it, own it, own it, own it, own it, own it. Downward control. Very cool. So I'll repeat the same thing for about 3 here.
Oh, my legs. I'm just gonna walk down.
Parallel feet, toe squat. Pressing down.
Lower.
Pressing down.
Good. Finding that low position, and then hips are going to extend forward, creating a nice straight line from shoulder, hips to knees there. Good. Hips tap back. Ooh, stay low. Hips drive through to keep that extension going. Good. Lift them up, lift them up, lift them up. Nice straight line. And back down. I did 3 and maybe 1 more. Lifting those hips up and through. Nice. And then they come back under. And then he stands up. He saves it. His knees go straight and slow down. Or just down.
Holy quads on that one.
Yeah, Batman.
Crawls, give her elephant check, give her interim check. One more crawl. One more crawl. She lizarded it.
I love a lizard. I just love those below my hips.
Nice and expressive Liz.
If you don't feel like doing a lizard, revisit one of the crawls we've already done. I'm just going to do my lizard stationary so that you can get an idea of how you do it stationary. From that plank position, bring a hand up beside a foot. Gently let it open up from that hip if you'd like. Put it back, keep that plank. Foot comes back up to other hand. If you're opening that hip or opening that femur, think about it rolling in its socket open. That's nice. Switch. If you want to add a bit more, you could do a little bit of a push up there. Getting low into that hip mobility. Pushing up and switching. Opening that hip, getting low and prep for our squats here. Nice squat mobility. Let's do one more time this side. Oh yeah, that's nice. Sometimes I straighten both legs and just see what that's like. And then I switch. One last one. Straighten both legs because it's fun. Down and up.
Pushing away. Excellent. One more time on that sissy squat progression. Which version are you going to work on?
The Kleenex version.
Kleenex version.
I'm going to work on doing my sissy
Stay off camera when you're wiping your nose. You know what happens. There we go. So sissy squat versions. I'm going to work on maybe one or two of the full version. Full version. Yeah. You?
Well, you asked me and then you keep me off camera, so.
As I was saying that, we just haven't talked about a very important part of it.
What I need to do is
Keeping the hips extended on
I need to go down with my hips extended as low as I can.
Nice.
And then I'm going to drop my hips under and come up with control.
That's awesome. And that's because it's such a good idea. I'm going to do the same thing.
So you shouldn't kick me off camera.
I didn't want to.
Okay, up on toes. Knees forward, hips in line with knees, shoulders in line with hips for as long as you can. Then hips will come underneath you with control. Keep that control as you stand up tall. Stay on your toes if you can manage the strength. 2 more times. Knees push forward, hips push forward. You're that straight line. If I put a dowel touching your knees to touch your hips and your shoulders, and then tuck and up. One last time. Straight line. Maybe you can get a little bit lower.
Can you get up though? Nice.
That was number 3. Definitely got some lip sweat now. Good. And control the down.
Whew.
Don't know why they're called sissies.
All right. It's time to play. It's time to play in your handstand. You always say at this point, get your camera, get a friend, get someone to say, hey, that looked really great. Ian, straighten your, make it up. Use some feedback from a friend. How about a minute here? Maybe go, I go, you go. Laura do a couple, and I'll do a couple. Minute and a half. Play at your own speed. Be safe.
Don't kick me.
We'll catch up in a second.
Oh.
So Laura's going to go first here. First one or two here. So we're working on that split kick up today. Gorgeous split kick up she's showing. Maybe last one. Nice. Good.
I'm just gonna get my kick right. First kicks of the day.
A little bit more, Ian.
Just giving the pillar a hug for those of you that miss it. Maybe one more and then take a break. We have like 30 more seconds.
Yeah, we should go one more time each or something like that. So I was a little bit tired today, so reflect on your first pursuit there. And what went really well, like maybe Lauren's toe point is looking beauty. You can hear her breath, that's looking pretty good.
More.
Straighten out the knees, look at that. And down. Lovely dismount. As much as it's impressive to be up to dismount. Let me try one time each leg here, 5 seconds each. That's what I want. Okay.
How'd it go? Let us know.
Okay. I personally find huge benefits to setting that intention. 5 seconds, just tell yourself what you want, and it's amazing how you can hang on for it at the end. Today's drills and skills we comprised of our split leg kick-ups in the center room and the assistance with your couch or your vault for your assisted vault stand. Again, we'll be going in the I go, you go way. Starting with something on the vault, we're going to do our drill, come to center, try a couple repetitions in our skill, and then hang out in our squat to rest. A couple times through. Ready to go? Get your couch ready. We're going to bring the vault up just a little bit closer here. And working on, I thought we were both going to do it. Just keep like, probably here. Okay. So working on the vault stand. So again, we'll try to take one leg, place it up, other leg will be out. How long are you gonna go for, Lauren? 10, 15 seconds per leg?
Sure.
Okay, go. So here we are, just building that awareness of being overhead. The hands look great, the elbows are straight, the hamstrings are a little tight. You walk closer, you walk closer.
You know, my quad bends, I bend my knees.
Yeah, again, that hamstring mobility Lauren just said there might be a problem. So you want here, want to straighten your knee, and want you to close up that hip.
Nice.
Close up that hip.
Your turn.
My turn. Same thing, looking for 15 seconds per leg here. I'm upside down. I'm gonna point a leg. Work on that endurance.
Oh, I'm gonna hang out in my squat.
Down. Other side, same thing. Keep my hip closed. Pressing that forward leg more. Set the warm up. And then the time out of there. I'm not sure if Lauren got her squat because of the head rush, but I might have to join her very soon.
Well, I just didn't want to be standing doing nothing.
Oh, so I think I'm
And it says campfire squat.
Yeah. So I'll hang out in my squat as Lauren just tries a couple split leg kick-ups in the center of the room here. So you will probably have to move that vault a little bit for safety. So from here, a couple split legs. No urgency on the trail leg here today. Great, couple reps. So again, Lauren sets up her shoulders over top of the wrists, looking really strong right here. Breathe. And down. And finish on a great rep. So take some rest if you didn't really keep up with Lauren there.
Wipe your sweat off.
So again, we're going to continue to try to work on that split leg. Maybe on the last one, bring it up. Keep the leg trailing for now. And then I'm going to challenge that other side as well to do the same thing. Not enough on that one.
Don't do too many, Ian. Breathing.
So I hang out in my squat. Taking that rest. That rest is super important. Just to hang out, work on that squat mobility for the splits, for the squats. And when Lauren feels ready, if she wants, she'll go back to the vault and work on that split stand.
My hamstrings are a little looser this time.
And the one thing I had seen on that last one, her hips are twisted a little, so if she's feeling, I didn't move that, so maybe you can move that. Yeah. So try to talk to those hips a little bit, closing the hip as it often wants to open up to make room for the hamstring. That's already looking great. Her hips are much more squared up this time. Gorgeous toe point at the back. And switch if the wrists and body say yes. So on this one, I would recommend that you have good recognition on that hip board. Keeping the legs straight.
This isn't the leg that. It's the harder side. It's not the side that kicks up.
I know.
Oh, that's hard. I find that very hard.
So, same deal. Aiming for 15 seconds per side here. Easier or harder than the wall kick-ups last week? Walk-ups.
I do more wall kick-ups, so I find the wall way easier.
Yeah. And again, the hamstring mobility gets
I also
exposed.
ran this morning, so those hamstrings.
Hamstring mobility gets exposed here.
My best kilometer in a run, actually, I ran a 4:19. Yeah, I was happy. That's what I'm blaming my hamstring tightness on, my good run. Just one 4:19, don't get excited. Great job, Ian. He could have straightened his knees better.
I was trying, I was thinking about it. So rest. And honestly, today's practice, that head rush is pretty heavy today. And I feel a lot of work on my wrists. I feel a lot of,
Yeah, I felt better in my handstands last week.
yeah.
Sometimes
I feel a
this
lot of work.
happens.
So again,
Hiccups?
so our handstand progress, move out of the way, isn't necessarily linear, and that's okay.
Did you just want the leg trailing?
Shoulders stack over the wrist, and for today, think the trailing leg. How many degrees? It doesn't matter. Trail that leg, just like that, and Lord, just, yeah, gorgeous toe point ribs to hips, Lord. Super strong.
It's hard to do that when you have a trailing leg.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you make that connection, that leg takes you back.
I'm so good.
Anyway, that's my excuse. Heavy legs. If you're hanging out in your squat, do what Ian's doing if you're doing that, but I'm just shifting my knees over my toes, pushing my elbows out a little bit on my knees. I just try to get a little more ankle mobility in there. Nice. So see how he almost overkicked and could have gone over, but that trailing leg prevented him from, because it counterbalanced or pulls him back like that. Almost a bit of lopsided. Last one or two here. How many has he done? He's the one that says rest.
3 or 4%. And now, today, what kind of practice would you call this? A strength? A conditioning?
Well, I'm sweating.
I'm sweating. I'm in my conditioning phase a little bit.
Well, maybe for you.
Maybe not for a 419 kilometer, but for me. So I'd like to do that one more time.
Yeah, good.
If your wrists, your body parts are saying, hey, that's okay, we could do one more round of that. Let's complete one more set following Lauren or me here in our vault stance.
I'm gonna do my harder leg first so I feel good about myself.
Great, I'm going to get it out of the way again so we can focus on Lauren here. So again, that hamstring mobility and that pike stretch or that peak. Breathe, breathe. The extension in the knee, the toe point, and this is that challenging side for her with that hip rotation. You can see her trying to work that beautifully with the straight knee, straight knee.
It is straight.
Yeah, it's straight-ish.
It's as straight.
And straighten the knee, close the hip, close the hip, close the hip. Yep, more of it, more of it. Excellent. Excellent. That's hard. We know that's hard work. We know that that's hard work.
Hey, Ian. Show us how it's done. Is his knee straight? Nice. So he is kind of kicking off or pushing off of there to try to shift his weight over his hands. That's optional, depends on where you are in your phasing of your handstand. Are you trying to find that balance up there? Or are you just getting some conditioning being upside down? Both are correct. Just depends what your goals are for that day.
And baby steps. Squatting it out. My hips feel great compared to the first one. Those also feel a little more comfortable. Still very much challenging. Very big challenge.
Seize.
We're finished with a vault, perhaps. So maybe just put that. Oh, there's a little more room. Again, her setup is gorgeous. The wrists over top of the shoulders. Straight knees through. And she broke my rule, which was split leg kick-ups. Great.
Yeah.
So it's one of those
And it
good
felt really good.
no, yes moments as a coach. If you own it, roll it. If you're feeling vulnerable, don't do it. Felt really good one. Okay.
It's also interesting that you go. I'll talk to them. When I started the practice today, so like 35 minutes ago, It didn't feel like that. It was not going to be. It didn't feel like it was going to be a good day. So doing those prep drills does help your body just find back to where your balance is in your hands, where your hands and shoulders need to be. So it is interesting that it's been 35 minutes and I may be feeling tired, but my body just kind of found its balance point. There is going to be a tipping point to that where soon I'm going to get tired and I'll probably be done.
So I'd like one more drill here today. A minute of madness or funness.
1 minute of madness.
1 minute. Within that minute, last time I think I got to about 30 or 35 seconds, and I came out my handstand. And I wanted to go back, but I said, no, that was really good still, save it. Have a minute, perfect your handstand, click record on your buttons on your cameras, and check out your handstand. What do you need the most work with? Is it the kick up? Is it the hold? Is it the kick over?
We're coming up to a good second set here, Ian, so
okay.
Let's do this.
Yeah, I gotta have some room. So again, for about a minute, as little kick-ups as you need, as many kick-ups as you could in a minute.
Get
Be
ready.
patient, finish on a good repetition.
3, 2, here we go.
Oh. Okay, that was 30. I'm gonna go for 10 more seconds here, strong. Might need a little extra rest and 10 seconds to finish strong. Oh, can I get one more?
15 more seconds.
It's not paused. She's really doing it. She's really doing it.
Oh.
Really, really doing it.
It also shows you the conditioning you need to hold a handstand for longer than 10 seconds.
We're talking conditioning of our strength through our core, conditioning of those small body parts in our wrists, and those heart lungs too.
And conditioning of your mind not to get too excited.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's what happened then. I felt
For
like,
sure.
whoa, 10 seconds.
So again, this is a bars and bells practice specializing in our handstands and our crawls. We appreciate your attendance today and look forward to you joining us at any of our other online programs. Tomorrow being Sunday, we have a morning routine at 9 a.m. and a special workshop at 10 for life on and off the bike, to be strong on and off our bicycles.
At any level.
At any level. So there's a subscribe button right about there.
Yeah, if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, you better subscribe.
So please subscribe to our
Our
channel.
goal, I'm going to tell them, our goal by May 1st is 200 subscribers, and we're at 175, I believe. So get your dad's email and just tip that in there. Get your mom's email and subscribe. Your dog needs an email.
Yeah.
Steve needs an email. Get him an email.
So we're rating people for subscribing, but thank you so much for your attendance here today.
Yes, thank you. We do appreciate that.
And the support. Again, my name is Ian.
I'm Lauren.
We're Bars and Bells. Thank you for joining us today in our studio.
And it's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Well, here where we are.
So we're going to keep our training simple. We're going to stay strong, and we will see you soon. Bye-bye.
Have a great day. You can't like it. You just tried to like our own video.
You can try.
The light's so good reflecting off your white shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Back like this way.
I'm going to hit end again.
See you guys again. Till next time.